What's going on, everyone? Daniel Newsom, Success Inventor. Today, you're going to learn about the key to happiness. I recently was listening to one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and Elon Musk was on there, and he said, the key to happiness is reality minus expectations. So, an interesting term is the ego, and the ego is what we think we should be in life or who we are. So it's kind of like if you're playing a video game, the ego is the character in your video game, and you're the person with the controller. So your vision of who you are, or who your ego is, the character in the video game, it has to meet your expectations or what you think you should be. And if it's not, this is going to lead to unhappiness. A good example is Michael Jordan. He was the best basketball player in the whole world, was doing things that nobody else could do. But in his ego or in his mind, he wanted to go try baseball out. He wanted to try something different. He wasn't happy unless he gave baseball the full shot and everything that it deserves. So you see this sometimes in people that you think would be super successful and super happy, and they're not super happy because their version of who they should be is different than what they really are. And that's an interesting concept. And the way this affected me was, I remember when I was a waiter from 18 to 24. And the first 4 years of being a waiter, 18 to 22, I felt okay with it. Like, I felt like, okay, I can do this while I'm going to school. This is no problem. I was fine with that job. But once I hit 23, 24, I felt miserable at that job. I was just not understanding what I was doing there. And I was unhappy because the version of the person that I thought I should be should have been doing something completely amazing, and I should have been super successful by that point. So my ego just wasn't in line with where I was at in that current time. So I think sometimes that's good because it gives you a little bit of drive and says, okay, hey, you need to get things going. But you also have to keep that in check too, because a lot of people's egos are revolved around physical characteristics and looks, which fade over time. And you'll see this with, they say, the people that like peaked in high school where they were really good athletes, and in their mind, they were an amazing football player. And 20, 30 years later, that's still all they can talk about is how good they were in football when they were 16 years old. So you have to continuously change your ego and focus on your mind. So the way to really be happy is to continuously work on the mind and realize, hey, the guy in the video game, that's cool and that's amazing, but really the guy who's controlling the game, your mind, is what you should be focused on. And no matter what happens to you in life, say you get disabled or you lose your job or you get older or whatever happens, if you're more concerned about my mind and who you are as a person, you'll always be happy. That's the key to happiness. The key to happiness is to always work on your mind and know that your mind is your key to happiness. So your looks, your career, whatever, all that's really trivial. That's just the person in the game. The key to happiness is working on your mind, your mindset, and who you are as a person. It shouldn't matter, what sport you play or how much you bench press. None of that should matter. Your mind is what should matter to you. And if you can control your mind and come up with real, actual real expectations of where you should be at in life, you'll always be happy no matter what you're doing. So that's what I got for you today. Daniel Newsom, Success Inventor. Watch one of my other videos right here. Like and subscribe. I'm going to make things real easy for you, real simple, breaking down good stuff for you. Thanks.